Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Sal Mahajan, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look into Amazon Aurora. So, in the previous videos, we did have a discussion related to Amazon RDS, that's a relational database system. Wherein you can create various different relational databases like MySQL, Postgres, MariaDB, and much more. And in this video, we're going to talk about Aurora. And as you guys would have seen in my previous videos, Amazon Aurora is AWS's proprietary relational database. It is completely owned and created by AWS. It is not open source. So let's dive right into this video. So first, let's talk about what is Amazon Aurora. It is basically a MySQL and a Postgres SQL compatible database engine. It provides up to 5x performance and it has much lower costs. And additionally, Aurora is owned and managed and developed and maintained by AWS. So let's talk about more about Aurora. You can basically the storage that Aurora has scales in 10 GB increments. So if you guys did watch my previous demo related to RDS, we had to pre-provision our storage, wherein we pre-provisioned around 200 GB of storage capacity. So the same applies for Aurora too. You have to pre-provision, but the storage scales in 10 GB increments. Now, what does that mean? For example, if your initial storage capacity is 10 GB, and if you want to increase your storage capacity, you will only be able to increase it to 20 GB. You will not be able to go to 15 GB. And you can each Aurora instance can have an can go up to 128 terabytes. Your compute can scale up to 96 CPUs or vCPUs and 768 GB of memory or RAM. And two copies of the data are contained in each availability zone, with a minimum of three availability zones, which relates to six copies of your data. So, whenever you create an Aurora database, two copies of that database will be present in each availability zone, and there will be a minimum of three availability zones in which your data or your database will be copied to, which relates to you will have six copies of your database, which makes Aurora very highly available. And another sweet feature about Aurora is that it supports cross region replication, which means you can have Aurora databases deployed in multiple AWS regions. That could be US East, US West. You can even deploy it in Europe and much more. Moving on, we're going to talk about Aurora replicas. It's pretty much the same that we discussed about related to RDS read replicas. If you want to create an Aurora replica, you can have up to 15 Aurora read replicas. If you are creating a MySQL replica, you can only have up to five. And if you're doing a Postgres SQL, it can be up to five read replicas. Now, the concept of read replicas stays the same no matter you are working with Aurora or RDS. Now we're going to be talking about Aurora Serverless. This is another good feature provided by AWS for the Aurora database. It is really good for unpredictable workloads. So if you have a database wherein you are not quite sure what the workload is going to be, it's very unpredictable. In that scenario, you can go with Aurora Serverless. It has auto scaling capacity capabilities based on usage. Now, what does that mean? Let's take that you have a database that is deployed and you are using 80% capacity of that specified database. Then, if you are using Aurora Serverless, it will automatically scale the compute power and required resources to manage that usage. And a really good thing is that you do not need to have any capacity planning. You can be carefree for capacity planning and you can let AWS take care of that. And you normally pay per second of usage. So each second that you are using your database is where you are going to be charged for. Next, we're going to be talking about Aurora Global Database. Aurora Global Database is, as the name suggests, it's a global database. It's deployed. It'll be globally available. You will be selecting a primary region, and that would be one. For example, if I'm selecting US East as my primary region, our global database will be deployed in US East 1. We can have secondary regions also where we would like our global database to be deployed, and we can select up to 5 secondary regions, which basically means I could possibly deploy my Aurora Global database as a second and uh, up to 5 different secondary regions. One could be Europe, Australia, India, South America, and much more. Again, the secondary regions that will be deployed will only be they will be read only databases. You can also have read replicas, and that is you can have 16 read replicas per secondary region, which basically means if my primary region is US East and I'm looking to deploy this in Europe, my secondary region is Europe, then within the Europe region, I can have 16 read replicas. And another really awesome thing that I like about Aurora Global Database is that cross-region replication takes less than 1 second, which basically means if I am making any update to my primary region global database within 1 second, all of the other databases will be updated, which is really fascinating. And finally, we're going to talk about security related to Aurora databases. It has encryption at rest using the best encryption you have out there. I believe that is AES 256, and it has also supports encryption in flight, that is using TLS SSL. You have IAM authentication. This is basically for connecting to your database. You have security groups. You can consider security groups as firewalls. So what EC2 instances, for example, can connect to your specified, Aurora database, or which IP address could possibly connect to your Aurora database. And finally, it has audit logs, that is everything is logged in CloudWatch. So I hope you guys did get a good basic understanding related to Aurora, what Aurora is, what are the different functionality, features, and security that Aurora provides. In the next video, we will be taking a demo into how can you create an Aurora database and where you can view all of these functionality, features, and much more. So I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, do subscribe, and do comment if there are any other topics out there that you guys would like me to cover. I hope you guys have a great day ahead. See ya. Take care. Bye bye.